control. I mean, look at the shift. It's funny because Mersh and I have been doing a show even before we were doing shows for many years, and we were covering. Remember the Occupy Wall Street movement, right?
Oh man, I remember that.
Where it was like, oh man, corporations are bad, man. And now these same people like. It's amazing to me, and I've said this, how quickly leftists turn into Ron Paul libertarians when it comes to censoring. Now they love corporations.
Yeah, it's a private company, bro.
Private company,
yeah,
man.
Bro, private company,
a private
bro.
company. I'm like, wait a second. Don't
as
you
long as they throw them a few sardines,
yeah.
they're like not even. It's not like a seal gets a big fish. The fish is so little. He say, "Here you go," and they're like, "Oh, I love the big corporation, the monopoly now."
Yeah, no, they love it. I mean, like you were bringing up, we talked about it on one of our shows. All the pride flags on all these things, and it's funny because like Bethesda, one of the gaming companies, like they have Bethesda US, Bethesda Australia, all of them had changed their logo to a pride flag except for Bethesda Middle East.
Oh, so Volkswagen too. Did the same thing.
Did
Volkswagen,
everything.
Every region
Mercedes.
had the big flag except Middle East. There was Volkswagen Dubai, and it was just the regular logo.
I mean, look at Disney. Disney's one of the most woke people in the world, but when China tells them we don't want any black people on our posters, they take them off.
Oh yeah, that's right. They photoshopped the black guy off the Star Wars posters.
Oh yeah,
from the new Star Wars movies.
Listen. I love Asian people. Okay. My sister's Korean adopted. They're great people. But the Chinese government and elitists are like the most racist. Like Xi Jinping gives speeches where he admires Hitler and Stalin, and our media just ignores it. I mean, all they want's power. Their leadership does. That's why they own Biden. The Chinese dictator won't even meet with Biden. They won't even meet with the press secretary. They won't meet with the Secretary of State because to them it's almost shameful that they own us. They're not. It's like, okay, we already own them. Don't show we own them. So that's why they won't even meet with our leaders because they're so embarrassed. It's like because once they dominate you, then it's embarrassing to even meet on a stage with their dog.
Well, you're right, and and the other thing is, and you find is that China has always respected power, right? They've respected. When they did interviews with people in China they're like, oh yeah, no, I like Trump actually because Trump, he shows power. And I'm talking about the citizens of China. Like, oh yeah, he shows power. Yeah. He's a strong man. Biden is completely weak, right?
That's a very East Asian thing. It's a well-known deal. They don't want to be associated with weakness. The Japanese, the Chinese think if you're associated with weakness, you become it. That's why they won't even touch Biden. They won't even touch Kamala. The Latin Americans won't. They're like, we want to be met with a real leader. You're insulting us, sending this puppet. They're all telling the world, this is a puppet. This is a Muppet. We don't meet with Muppets.
Yeah, same thing with North Korea. That's why Kim Jong-un started meeting with us because he was like, all right, I kind of like this Trump guy. Like, he's kind of a gangster.
And now
all right,
North Korea won't even talk to Biden. Exactly.
He was at least impressed by Trump. Like he was at least like, yeah, at least I get to meet Donald Trump. That's kind of cool. Like that at least puts you in a good position to go in and negotiate. Whereas, like people saw, because Trump, before they completely smeared his name. And by the way, Trump made a lot of mistakes in his presidency, and I'm very pissed at him still. So I'm not defending everything. I'm not pretending like he's some fucking flawless god. But what they did to him and his family and his associates, I mean, they ruined these people's lives and smeared them as racist Klan member.
Let me give you this in closing because I could talk all night. My wife's gonna get mad if I don't fix the cable.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let me raise. You want to fix the cable, Liz, right? It's from Let me guess. Next, he fixes the cable. But seriously, that's exactly it. Trump made a lot of mistakes. He did a lot of things that were wrong, but it doesn't matter. He was the man in the arena, and the globalists totally targeted him. So he's the idea of a free, real president that they fear and hate. Doesn't mean that as the man, he was perfect, but the idea of he was a real president. He actually tried to call the shots. That's why they hated Trump. So that's why I support Trump and still support him. But here's why I like Trump more than ever, because I was getting really pissed at him about going along with the vaccine, which he's ignorant about. Trump, they've told him, it's in the news, but I know from sources very close to Trump and talking to him, they've told Trump, if you keep calling for an audit of the election, if you keep trying to lead the Republican Party, which is the Republican president out of power till another's elected, he's the leader of the Republicans. That's just the way it works. If you do that, we're going to indict your son, Giuliani, and you. And he didn't back down. He's having rallies, so they're getting ready to try to indict his family. So the fact is he's not backing down, and so it's like they say in Full Metal Jacket, well, Joker's silly and he's ignorant, but he's got guts, and guts is enough. It only makes me admire Trump that he is standing up at this point, despite these threats of arrest by these George Soros lackeys.